Hey guys, good morning. Okay, so today I'm coming at you barefaced, completely barefaced, and we're gonna, well, aside from skincare, barefaced, and we're gonna do a full everyday makeup routine for this time of year for fall. It's getting a little bit cooler, and yeah, I kind of changed up the color stories I've been playing with and products, and I thought it would be fun to go through what it is I've been throwing on my face for the day-to-day, to get out the door, for going to lunch with my friends, PT, running errands, that kind of thing. Nothing glam, but a little bit. Just a smidge glam, because it's me. And yeah, I thought we would just sit down and do this today and have some coffee together. So let's zoom on in and get started. But before we do, don't forget to like, subscribe, comment down below. Let me know some more videos you would like to see. Get my coffee here. It's very early. I have been actually, when I'm doing my day-to-day face, I actually start with my skin, which is still a little bit different for me. I tend to just by habit these days to go straight in on the eyes, go with my brows and do my eyes and then skin. But on days when I'm just like, I'm not doing a look, I can kind of take it a little easy. So yeah, I can just go ahead and do my skin. It's not a big deal. I'm not going to have a bunch of fallout or anything. So, of course, I've done my usual skincare, and because we're going into those cooler months, I've gone in a little bit more moisturizing emollient products. My SPFs, I've been reaching between, right at this moment, are the Dermalogica Dynamic Skin Recovery, the SPF 50, and the Blue Lotus Daily Moisturizer SPF 30 from Pure Lease. Those two have been kind of my little bit of go-tos at the moment, because I just think they're very nice on the skin. And are very moisturizing and comfortable. And of course, I do apply a moisturizer of its own. And my little regular skincare routine, it's been in a million blogs. It's nothing crazy. This is kind of a good mix of high-end drugstore, a little bit indie brand. Like, it's a little all over the place. I don't stick to one thing. Starting with the skin, first thing I've actually been reaching for, now this is something that I've had a very much a hit or miss love-hate relationship with, and that is the Maybelline 4-in-1 Skin Perfector. But I have found how I like to use it finally, and what I like to do is I just take a little bit and I go whoop, whoop. I make a 3 on my skin. I don't like it in the center of my face. I feel like it emphasizes texture really, really bad, and it's just, I don't know. I don't like it around my nose. I've been putting that on first as a primer instead of actually using a primer. I don't know. I've kind of moved away from like the heavy primers unless I'm feeling very glam. But this is easy peasy everyday makeup. And I just blend this in with a foundation brush. This is a Sonia Kashuk one. And I just kind of buff her in. No rhyme or reason. Very easy with this. And this is something that I do even when I'm doing no makeup, like literally just running to PT or something like that. Nothing where I don't need makeup on. It just kind of makes me feel a little more put together. I feel like my skin looks good, and I'll go a little heavier on it. I've just been liking it underneath my makeup. I think it looks pretty. Sheared out like this, and not trying to use it as a complexion product or like a coverage product, just truly as a skin enhancer, the way I would Flawless Filter. And for foundation and skin tint, I've kind of been bouncing between two of them. It's either the Pure Lease Perfect Glow BB with SPF 30. This is a beautiful product. It has really nice wear time. It's not glowy as in greasy looking. It's glowy in more of an ambient lighting powder way, if that makes sense. It's illuminating, but it's not wet looking. It actually is really nice for oilier skin types. So this one's great for if your skin is a bit more oily. And the other foundation I've been reaching for a lot lately is the number 7 Restore and Renew. I kind of just grab for either one that I'm in the mood for. I think today we're going to go with Restore and Renew because I have used this one quite a lot lately, and I just posted a review, so you've seen me using it. So let's dive on back into Restore and Renew. This is a stunning product from number 7. They really knocked it out of the park on this one. And I usually just take a couple of pumps on the back of my hand. This is also a very kind of a glowy foundation. It has illumination to it, which I'm a huge fan of. Give me all the glow. Even with my kind of combo leaning oily skin, I still want glowy products. I'm a weird girl. What can I say? But I just take that on the foundation brush, and again, I apply it kind of lightly, buff it on. I always start my jawline because I do tend to have a little bit of pigmentation right out here that I like to cover, which is opposite of like what most makeup artists recommend. They always like say focus on the skin or the face. Well, yeah, the models don't have a giant red patch on their jawlines, and also like a little fring down here. So I just always start there because that's where I do need coverage. I need my face to blend to my neck, which my neck is very white and my chest is very white. But my face, I always have just more redness and pigmentation in it. Though it has improved a lot. It's not nearly as red as it used to be. I do this with a brush because I kind of like it sheared out. Even though this isn't like a super full coverage foundation, I think you could probably get a medium out of it. I have a full review, I'll link up there in the corner. But I just feel like it's a really nice everyday foundation. It's pretty, it's got skincare in it, and it does nice things for me. And I do like it kind of sheer. Oh, I have put on some eye primer. I forgot to mention that. I used a little bit of the NYX Ultimate Base Eye Primer. I just threw a little bit of that on while I was waiting for my skincare to soak in. I have very oily eyelids, so an eye primer is non-negotiable most of the days. Like, I have to put one on because, oh, it gets bad. Even if I don't put eyeshadow on, if I have any product, like foundation, whatever, it creases. And I have hooded eyes, so that doesn't help the situation either. So that just evens everything out. It just looks pretty and just looks like my skin, but better. And that's what I'm looking for on the day-to-day. I'm not trying to hide my skin. And I still have like a good bit on the back of my hand. So probably a pump and a half is what I use of this on the day-to-day. I find I have a hard time, like it takes me forever to go through a foundation because I don't use huge amounts of it. And concealer, this has become a new favorite. This is the NYX Bear With Me Concealer Serum. Girl, this one's beautiful. I'm going to be reviewing it, doing a wear test with it soon. I just haven't gotten around to it. I kind of forgot to, okay? But I love this has like a little pump on it. It's very hygienic and it's got the kind of airless pump situation. Very nice. And I just literally take like half a pump. This is a very thin skin-like product, great coverage, and a little bit does go a long way. And you can use it to cover spots. It's so pretty. It is so pretty. It looks beautiful under the eyes. And what I do is I just tap a little bit on where I need it. Like right out here. And just under the eyes. I'm not doing like, you know, precise application like I would if I'm doing like a very glam look. I'm just popping it where I want a little more coverage and brightening. It's usually just the center of the face and right here. And I just go with my finger and pop it on. You could definitely use a brush and, you know, how your preferred application method. But I find finger works really well with this one. It reminds me a bit of the L'Oreal True Match eye cream and a concealer, but a little bit more coverage. And yeah, it's very, very similar to that. I think the shade range is better though on the Bear With Me. I believe I have the lightest shade. I usually do. But for every day, like just blending it in with my finger to start. And then I'll go ahead and take my brush and getting the larger areas. Make sure everything is looking nice and seamless. It just brightens things up and it just looks so, so skin-like. I feel like this is one of those you kind of can't overdo. It's foolproof. You can't fuck it up. And look at that. So pretty. It's so pretty. And it's just an effortless little product. Great for travel with this kind of packaging. I just feel like it's very sturdy. I don't know. I'm really into it. Sometimes NYX can just absolutely kill it with a product and it become holy grail status. And that is definitely one of them. And set everything down with a little bit of powder. I've been bouncing between the ABH translucent powder. But this is one I use more for like pull-on looks. For the day-to-day, I've been reaching just for my e.l.f. Halo Glow powder. And it's just, it's again, just a beautiful product. And I just take it on a little brush. I like taking all these little elf kind of flat looking brushes. This is actually, I think, a blush brush. Yeah, they're labeled as blush brushes, but they're kind of pinched ferrule, and I think they just go under the eye so nicely. So I'm just going to tap a little bit of this out, pick a little bit up. And this is a really beautiful, this is like a loose version of an ambient lighting powder. It's stunning, absolutely stunning. It sets your makeup, minimizes your pores, makes everything look very flawless without making it look overly super matte. It's just very, just perfect. It's perfect. It is one of the best powders from the drugstore. I have like 3 Holy Grail powders from the drugstore. This, the number 7 Lift and Illuminate. So 2 Holy Grail powders from the drugstore. In general, it would be this Lift and Illuminate Hourglass Ambient Lighting Powder and Hyaluronic Hydro Powder from By Terry. But I'm just going to take this under the eye, just set everything down initially. Then sometimes I'll go in with a sponge to kind of really press it in. Just depends on my mood and what I'm going for. I just kind of dust this all over the center of the face, anywhere that I get oily. And the weather is not overly hot today. It's actually nice and cool. I think we're going to be in the 80s. Nice fall weather for Louisiana. So I'm not going to be worried about getting sweaty today. Just naturally oily as I normally would. So I'm not going crazy ham in the powder, because I feel like if you just go in with too much powder when you're oily, you end up a bit cakey. So sometimes less can be more. Again, this is another one of those products that is foolproof. Like, you kind of can't go overboard with it. It doesn't build up on your skin. It just looks like skin. Like, can you see that like slight glow coming through? How pretty is that? And then sometimes I'll take just my sponge here. This is also an e.l.f. sponge. Take whatever's left in the cap a little bit and just get right under here around my eye, because I get very oily in this region. It's kind of an odd place to get super oily, but I do. Because it's not necessarily the T-zone, you know? In my brow area, I get oily here. The only place that really doesn't get oily on me is my nose. Around my nose does, but not with my nose itself. And this is the shade, I think pink something rather. Let me see if I can find the shade name on here. Light pink. Even though it's not really pink. I mean, it looks kind of pink in this, but on my skin it's not pink. It's pretty translucent. It's perfect if you're my skin tone. And it can kind of give you that bit of a brightening look under the eye as well, that like a lot of people are using kind of these pinkier powders right now, which I think are beautiful. I love that. And yeah, I think my skin just looks like my skin, but better. And that's what I want. Okay, now for contour bronze situation, good old Film Star Bronze and Glow. It's just a classic. It's easy. It is a one and done type of product for me. Perfect for this time of year because I'm not going for a super bronzy look during these months. I'm going more into a little bit more of a bronzer or contour situation. And I just take this on like a brush like this. This is a highlighting brush from e.l.f. I love these for complexion. These are my favorite little brushes. I know it's so silly, but I love them. And I just take a little bit of this and apply it in my normal contour area right up here. But what I'm getting at is I'm not like going for like super bronze looks right now. I'm going for just a naturally sculpted, little bit of warmth in the skin type of vibe. And this really just does it for me. It's the most perfect shade on my skin tone. Okay, give myself my jawline back and take a little bit right around here just to make it very harmonious. And I do take a little bit right here on this outer part of my eye and pull it up. This also kind of starts the eyeshadow if you're wanting to go for eyeshadow. If you don't feel like doing eyeshadow, and some days I don't, I stop right here. And this will be it. It's just putting that little bit of shape right out here and then some mascara. And that is a really pretty look right there. I am going to do a little bit of eyeshadow today because I'm most days I do throw on something on the eyes just because I like to put eyeshadow on. It's something I enjoy doing. I enjoy every second of doing makeup, to be honest with you. But yeah, it just kind of warms the skin up, but it's not looking super like bronze or anything. It's just pretty. It's pretty. This has got to be one of my top products from Charlotte Tilbury is this Film Star Bronze and Glow. This could be my only bronzer and I'd be happy with it for the rest of my life. Now for blush, that usually depends on kind of what I'm going for on the eyes. So let's jump over to the eyes so we can kind of make that decision. Now, 3 palettes that I'm just really feeling at the moment for my everyday just go to grab it palettes is either Khaki Haze from Huda Beauty. I mean, this is like the perfect fall palette right here. You got some smokiness in here, you got some lightness, you got just some beautiful shimmer shades you can just throw on the lid. It's so pretty, and I think this is a really unique palette. And similarly, or also from Huda, the Toffee palette, Toffee Brown. I love this one for this time of year. These yellow mustard shades, perfection. I'm here for this palette. This is one of my favorites, and I don't reach for it enough, I feel like. But yeah, I think this is gonna be what we're gonna reach for today because it's just perfect. And then, of course, Nouveau from ABH. This is a gorgeous everyday palette. I mean, you can get so much versatility and just pretty looks within this one. And it's gorgeous. It is gorgeous. And I'm still in love with this palette and pretty much want to use it every single day. But I'm trying to not just use one palette every single day. I like variety. So today I think we're going to go with the Toffee palette because I am feeling me some nice autumnal shades. And this has got classic autumnal shades right here. So I'm probably going to go in with this yellow shade and a bit of this camel and this one right here. And then I think it was this shimmer I used on the eye the other day and I loved. So it's going to be a very quick, easy look. It's nothing complicated. It's just something pretty and autumnal. I'm not doing anything super exciting today, by the way. I'm just going with my friend to her doctor's appointment. It's her pre-op appointment, and I think we'll probably just get lunch afterwards. And that's just what we do. I am at that stage in life, apparently, where we are just old ladies that go with each other to all our doctor's appointments and go to physical therapy. We're going to be going to physical therapy together soon. Like, I'm already in physical therapy, but she's going to be starting physical therapy, and they told us we could schedule our appointments together. So I was like, I mean, of course we are. And yeah, so life consists of mostly doctor's appointments these days for us, but you know, it gets us out of the house at least. It's something to do. And it gives us an excuse to go get lunch and do things. All right. I bet you we're going to hit up Spirit Halloween today. It's probably going to happen. Anyway, I'm going to start with this cream color shade right here. And for my brush, I'm keeping it simple. This is a double-ended brush from Sigma. This is a medium sweeper and diffuse crease. This came in the Sigma Untamed palette. And I just find it so very versatile and just easy to grab this guy on the day-to-day. Just done. I can do my whole eye look with these two brushes just about. So I'm going to take this creamy shade right here to start. And I'm going to take that right here at the brow bone and right in here across the lid a little bit, just kind of even things out, even though I kind of already did that with concealer and powder and primer and unnecessary step, but I still like to do it. And I'll get to my brows in a minute. I'm actually gonna be filming a brow routine, so that will be in a separate video, but I keep the brows pretty simple these days. Oh, and another thing I do reach for on the day-to-day is my Marc Jacobs, or just a brown eyeliner pencil. Today I'm going to reach for this one. This is the Marc Jacobs cream or gel liner. It's usually this one or like Demolition from Urban Decay. I like brown eyeliner for every day and just a nice long wear one. So what I'm going to do today though is just start with this and kind of sketch out a little bit of a baby wing. And I'm just going to kind of do like a siren eye placement and real into that, where I'm just going to come in from that lower lash line and just a little more straight out. And just very, very simple and easy. Just like that. I think that looks so pretty. Just so pretty. And so easy. That was all there was to it. Because I'm just focusing right here on the outer corner. And for every day, I don't bring it in on the inner corner. I just touch my nose with eyeliner. That's okay. Because my eyes water. I have a lot of allergies. And it just isn't functional Okay, just tug that out. This one has a bit more of a blunt tip on it, so it's kind of hard to get that clean little flick, but that's okay. So I will tidy it up, and I'll bring it into the tight line, and a little bit on that lower lash line, just a little bit on the outer corner coming in. And because that is looking a little blunt on the tip of that one, I'm going to take a little bit of a angled liner brush to fix that. Just trying to find the one I'm using, and I'll just soften this up while it's still blendable. You can always take your concealer and clean up if you make a mess. It's gonna be smoky, so it's okay. It doesn't have to be perfect. A little smudgy smudge. And there are days that this might be all I do. It just depends. It really depends on my mood. And since I did just touch my nose with the eyeliner, we're gonna pretend that's a freckle and call it a day. Because it's brown. Now that is the perk of having freckles. You can kind of get away with that. Now I'm gonna take the medium sweeper here with nothing on it and just soften this up just a tad. I'm just going across the top of it, and just so it's not like a harsh line. And then I'll take a little tiny bit of the darkest brown in this palette, just on the tip of this medium sweeper. Really tap it off. I'm gonna press that just right over where I put that pencil liner. I know this seems like I'm doing a lot, but I'm really not. This is actually really a fast, easy thing if I'm not sitting here talking to you. I should do this like voiceover style and not talking, so that way I can do it kind of in real time. I spend more time just looking for something than I do actually putting it on. And just softening this on the lid so it kind of fades into nothing. This is like what I think of as kind of a cool girl everyday makeup. Like you woke up like this, but it just looks, you woke up looking cool. All right, now I'm going to take a little bit of this camel shade right here on the diffuse crease side and just start to apply it right out here on the outer portion and blend it into that wing very softly and kind of pulling up and out so things don't look as harsh now. Ta-da! And you could stop at any point within this look. You don't have to keep going. I'm a more is more gal, even on the everyday easy makeup days. Now I'm going to take a little bit of this yellow right here and just bring that a little bit higher and then across just a bit. Let it kind of fade. Alright, and you could stop there also and don't have to go with the shimmer or anything. I like a little bit of shimmer on the lid just because I feel like it opens my eye up. I'm taking a bit more of that beigey cream color and just making sure everything looks nice and blended. Okay, and with my finger I'm going to take this color right here, just on the lid very lightly, like just a kiss of shimmer across the lid. A little bit more on the inner part. And I'm just going to sprinkle it on. And I don't care if it gets above my crease. And to me that just makes it look a little finished and kind of polished. But you could definitely keep it all matte. And what also looks really nice is going in with that, like they say, that camel shade on the inner corner. That can also be really pretty. Of course you could take your little medium sweeper and pick up some of that and get in there a little better. Alright, I like that one because it's kind of a sheer base and it's just like a wash across. And for the lower lash line, I'm going to take that medium sweeper and we go into the camel color now. I'm going to kind of keep it focused on the one side of the brush and just tuck it right here and let it flow up. Alright, that just gives a little bit of a haze right out there. Alright, and then maybe I'll take a little liner brush we used earlier with a bit of that darkest brown. Just tuck it right there, just on the outer corner. And I'm gonna amp up the dark brown. Go in right now and do that just a little bit. Now for blush, I kind of do it depending on what I did on the eyes. So we went kind of warm and camel-y. So I think think for the blush, I'm going to go with this one. I've been sticking with like kind of a cream blush because it's easy. Sometimes I even use my lipstick. But today we're going to use this putty blush from e.l.f. This is in the shade Bahamas, which is a nice kind of warmy, I don't know, good fall color. And the other blush I reach for the most often is Nude Kiss from, Nude Kiss, which is the Cheek Kiss from Milani. This one is one of those that just goes with like almost everything. But today we're going to do this one. I do reach for these constantly, and the Wet n Wild Mega Sticks. I love them. I take it on a little dense little dense brush. Kind of like I think this is a buffing foundation brush. I use it for this too. Kind of load the brush up and then knock off on the back of my hand. Make sure it's kind of not too much pigment. And we'll go ahead and just tap that on right out here. And let it kind of flow up into the eye a bit. My 80s blush placement, you know. And I just kind of pounce it on. I do love a blushy cheek, so I'm not shy with it. Bring a little bit up here just to keep it all harmonious feeling. All right, and then highlighter. I go back to the good old Film Store Bronze and Glow because the highlight in here is, and just pop a little bit of this on. Why is the mirror in this so dirty? I can't even see anything. Bring it around town. I like this one because there's no real distinct color to it. It's just a glow. And I'll grab my little medium sweeper and take a little bit on the inner corner. Make sure everything is nice and harmonious looking and glowy. That's the way I like it. Now I'm going to be right back and go ahead and do my brows off camera, and that will be another video coming up or already up. If it's up already, it'll be linked in the eye, so I'll be right back. And we're back with brows on. I used the NYX Thick It Stick It, Lift and Snatch from NYX, and then 24-Hour Brow Setter from Benefit. And that's it. I totally choked on my own spit talking, and now my eyes started watering, so I need to kind of touch things up just a little bit there. Nice. All right. Now, next step is going to be mascara for our everyday makeup. And I don't have a go-to mascara at the moment, aside from like the Bite Beauty, and I don't have one of those open. So I've just been I've been kind of using up what I have in my hoard of samples of mascaras that I get from Sephora. And right now we're working through a Marc Jacobs one because, yeah, it's been in my drawer a long time, but it's freshly opened, if that makes sense. Like it's not been open in my drawer for like a year, but I got a few samples of it and have just held on to them for so long. I'm like, girl, we need to use those up because that don't even exist anymore. Same with the Bite Beauty. Please, I need a dupe for the Bite Beauty. Aside from, I think, Lash Princess, but anyway, I tend to, like, depending on the day and how hot it is, I might go for a waterproof. I think today we're going to manage to use the Marc Jacobs one, be okay. And I'm going to just curl the lashes and just throw this on. Yeah, this is the point where I usually decide it. My too much gene comes in, and I'm like, well, we're going to add a little bit more here, a little more there. Depending on the amount of time I have. I have a little extra time this morning. Some days it's get it done type of thing, but today we're pretty laid back. Okay. Now, lipstick. I have been kind of bouncing between a few lately. Usually it really depends on the mood. I don't often have too many go-to shades necessarily, but formulas. And I think right now I have really just been into these from Colored Rain from the Queen Bee collection. These are their satin lipsticks. I'm really loving them, especially the shades. They're just so perfect for fall. We have got Be Please and then Busy Bee. I mean, I really think Busy Bee is going to be pretty for today. One's a little bit softer than the other. Let me just kind of show you really quickly the difference between the two. Here is Be Please. You see it's a little bit of a lighter shade. It's really nice for every day. And I like to pair it with a deeper lip liner. And then for something a little bit more punchy, Busy Bee. I mean, is that not the most beautiful fall lip? I think I used this in my kind of glam video I did the other day. So maybe you won't use that one today. And then if I am wanting something a little more bold, I've been really into Desire from Milani. This is one of their nude, whatever line, Nude Kiss. This is very chocolatey brown, 90s brown lip. And if I'm wanting to go a little more pink, I go for Passion, which is a really pretty raisin, which I wear like all the time. So today, because I'm so into these Colored Rain ones at the moment, I think I'm going to go with Be Please, which is the lighter of the two, I believe. I always have to look at them together. Yeah. And also, they do have the liquid lipstick in this collection that are really, really pretty for right now. And here they are. One is a little bit more orangey. Let me show you. This is the matte lipstick in Honey, I'm Home. Very orangey, so pretty. Again, perfect for this time of year. And then we have Beautiful, which is a little bit creamier, a little bit softer. I think today I'm going to go with Beautiful on the lips, and then I'm going to bring along Be Please for touch-ups. Now, for lip liner, depending on the vibe that I'm going for, I'll either go with Max Spice. That's just like a go-to, stays like right on top and on hand. But I'm really liking a bit of a deeper lip liner with a lighter lipstick look, kind of a 90s vibe, if you will. So for that, I'm going to use this one from Milani. This is one from the Salt and Pepper collection that I've had for quite a while. And I actually have this type of shade in a few lip liners now. So I'm going to try to use this one up and pan it. But it's just a really pretty brownie tone. And I'm going to go ahead and line my lips with this. It's very similar to like BFF3 from ColourPop. So just do a quick little line with that, and I take my finger and smooth it. Kind of blur it a little bit. I'm going with a liquid lipstick. I haven't really been reaching for a whole lot of gloss lately. I did the other day, but that was just like for that video kind of thing. And we're going to take a bit of this, is the liquid lipstick from Colored Rain called Beautiful. I'm just going to apply it in the middle and just blend it out. Can give it a little bit of a blotted look to it. It's just very kind of easy and wears a long time because I do want my lipstick to stick around. Okay, and this is the everyday makeup all finished up. It's still a little bit glam, a little bit special, but just really easy, quick. Not a whole lot to it. I feel like my framing is really off. I had to unplug and charge, and so I messed up my framing. That is like a personal pet peeve to me, is when my framing is different when I go back and forth. Anyway, yeah, this is the look all complete though. Let me know down below your thoughts, and if you want to see some more kind of everyday fall looks for this time of year, drop them down below. We might could try out some different color stories. I'm thinking of doing like a cool tone look, so let your girl know. And yeah, that's all for today. Thanks for hanging out, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Stay safe and stay spooky.